Every champion you admire didn't start with glory. They started with the grind. Not the easy days, not the moments when everything felt light, but the severe grind, the struggle that tests every ounce of willpower you carry. The gym isn't just a place to lift weights. It's the battlefield where you build discipline, strength, and resilience. The question isn't whether you can lift the weight. The real question is whether you can keep lifting when your body says stop, whether you can show up when no one is watching, whether you can push through the pain when it feels unbearable. That's the severe grind, and that's where legends are made. When you step into the gym, the very first thing that dictates your success is not the weight on the bar, but the strength of your mind. The body is only a servant of the mind, following the commands that you allow it to give. If your will is weak, your body will quit before it even begins. But if your will is firm, your body will rise to the challenge, no matter how heavy the resistance feels. Every curl, every squat, every press is first born as a decision in your thoughts, and that decision is fueled by willpower. The mind acts as the engine, and the body is just the vehicle. If the engine is weak, the vehicle won't move, no matter how powerful it looks on the outside. You may have strong muscles, but without the drive of will, they remain unused. Every athlete, every bodybuilder, every person who has achieved greatness in fitness has first mastered the strength of their thoughts. They told themselves they could endure, and their bodies obeyed. When fatigue sets in and muscles scream, the mind becomes the only battlefield that matters. Willpower steps in when motivation fades. Motivation might get you to the gym, but willpower keeps you there when everything in you wants to quit. The mind pushes through discomfort, reminding you that pain is temporary, but quitting leaves a scar that lasts. That mental decision is what keeps your hands on the bar when your body wants to let go. Every time you resist the urge to stop, you are proving that the mind truly governs the body. The body may signal weakness, but the mind has the ability to silence those signals with determination. The moment you tell yourself, one more rep, and then deliver on it, you strengthen a bond between your mind and muscles. This bond is the foundation of lasting growth, because the body begins to trust the commands of a strong will. Think of the great lifts, the personal records, the moments of transformation. They all happen because someone decided not to stop. That decision isn't a physical one, it's mental. The body follows orders. If you let your will be soft, your body collapses early. If you let your will be iron, your body pushes until it breaks its own barriers. The mind's command is always stronger than the body's complaint, if you choose to listen to it. When you walk up to a heavy weight, it's your will that determines the outcome long before your muscles touch it. A doubtful mind weakens the grip, but a strong will strengthens the entire lift. The bar becomes lighter because your determination makes it so. The body responds to the conviction of the mind, and that conviction is built every time you decide to push further than you did yesterday. This is why those who master their will achieve more than those who rely on feelings. Feelings come and go, but willpower is steady. It tells the body that no matter how it feels, tired, sore, or unmotivated, it will still perform. The mind is not swayed by comfort, it thrives in the grind. With each challenge, the mind becomes tougher, and the body becomes more capable under its command. Willpower is also the shield against distraction. In the gym, distractions come in many forms: thoughts of quitting, comparisons to others, or comfort pulling you away. But a strong will silences all noise and directs the body to do what it came for. It keeps your eyes on your own path and your energy on your own grind. The body will go where the will points, and if the will is sharp, the body becomes unstoppable. Each rep you finish is a message from the mind to the body. You are stronger than you think. Over time, this message reshapes not just your muscles, but your entire outlook on struggle. The body learns endurance, but the mind learns leadership. The stronger the leader, the more powerful the follower, and so the body transforms under the constant command of a will that refuses to break. The mind controls the body, and the body reflects the strength of that control. Weak will, weak body. Strong will, strong body. Every transformation begins in the mind, and every accomplishment is a reflection of what the will demanded. The grind is severe, the resistance is heavy, but the mind has the power to command the body to endure, to grow, and to rise beyond the limits it once believed were permanent. Discipline is the backbone of willpower, because it teaches you to act even when the desire is absent. In fitness, there will always be days when your energy feels low, when you don't feel like picking up the weights, when your body whispers for rest instead of resistance. Desire comes and goes like the wind, but discipline anchors you to your purpose. It makes you show up when feelings are weak, and in that consistency, strength is built. The lifter who relies only on bursts of desire will fail to last, but the one driven by discipline will outlast every storm. The difference between doing one more rep and quitting early often comes down to discipline. Willpower shows itself not when the task is easy, but when the mind says, enough. And discipline responds with, keep going. Every time you obey discipline instead of feelings, you etch a mark of victory on your mind. Over time, these marks of victory shape a mentality that never backs down, and that mentality bleeds into every set, every workout, every choice. In the gym, discipline is the force that brings you back day after day, even when no one is watching, even when the excitement has faded. Excitement is temporary, but discipline is permanent. You may start your fitness journey with motivation, but it is discipline that carries you through the long nights, the sore mornings, and the endless repetitions that sculpt not only your muscles, but your character. The grind rewards those who stay when others walk away, and only discipline makes that possible. Willpower is not about doing what feels good in the moment, but doing what is necessary for the long term. Every drop of sweat is a choice to build something greater than comfort. Discipline takes that choice and repeats it relentlessly, turning effort into habit and habit into results. You don't become strong by occasional bursts of effort. You become strong by the steady rhythm of discipline applied again and again. Think about the sets that break you down. It's easy to rack the weight when your arms shake, but discipline whispers that you came for growth, not comfort. You dig deeper and your body follows. The weight may feel crushing, but the discipline of showing up for the next rep makes you stronger than that weight. The bar is heavy, but your will, sharpened by discipline, becomes heavier. Discipline is also the destroyer of excuses. The mind will always find reasons to quit, too tired, too busy, too sore. But when you live by discipline, excuses lose their voice. You do not ask yourself how you feel, because the decision to train was made long before the day began. That pre-decided commitment is the mark of willpower, and each time you keep it, you reinforce the strength of your inner command. Those who rely only on passion often burn out, but those who rely on discipline keep going even when the flame of passion flickers. Passion may light the fire, but discipline keeps it burning when the wind blows. In the gym, this means you push forward in silence, trusting the grind, trusting the routine, trusting that the repetitions will lead to results even when the excitement isn't there to fuel you. The strongest athletes are not the ones who train when they feel like it. They are the ones who train especially when they don't. This is what separates the temporary from the permanent, the beginner from the master. Willpower grows each time you choose discipline over comfort. Every decision to stay the course adds weight to your inner strength, and the body reflects this growing mental power with physical transformation. Discipline also trains your patience. Results do not come overnight, and the severe grind demands months, even years, of relentless effort. Without discipline, the long wait for progress feels unbearable, but with it, you learn to respect the slow process. You learn that each day of showing up is a deposit into a future that cannot be stolen from you because discipline has guaranteed the investment. Willpower and discipline are inseparable, each feeding the other. Discipline takes the raw energy of will and directs it into action, while willpower strengthens each time discipline is chosen over weakness. Together they form the unshakable foundation of the grind, carrying you through fatigue, doubt, and distraction. The weights bend to the lifter whose discipline is unbreakable, because the body cannot deny the commands of a will that has been forged in consistent sacrifice. Consistency is the true engine of willpower, because without it, even the strongest effort fades into nothing. One great workout does not transform the body, and 1 week of discipline does not carve strength into the frame. It is the repetition of small, often overlooked choices that builds a structure too solid to collapse. Every time you show up to the gym, no matter how you feel, you are stacking another brick in the wall of your strength, and one day that wall stands unshakable. The severe grind is not about 1 day of fire, but about a lifetime of steady sparks that never die. Consistency teaches the body to adapt, but more importantly, it trains the mind to respect routine. The mind craves comfort, but consistency tells it, "This is who I am now." You don't go to the gym because you feel inspired, you go because it is already written into your life. That repetition turns effort into instinct, and instinct never asks permission from feelings. This is why consistency is so powerful. It makes discipline automatic, and automatic discipline leads to unstoppable progress. When you miss one workout, it may seem small, but every absence creates a gap. Consistency refuses to allow those gaps to grow wide enough to break momentum. It's like a chain. Every link must be solid, or the chain loses its strength. In fitness, every day you commit is another unbreakable link, and consistency is the force that keeps the chain intact. One link may look weak by itself, but when they are joined together through months and years, the chain becomes unbreakable. Progress in the gym is not measured by dramatic leaps, but by steady steps. Consistency is the habit of taking those steps daily, trusting that even the smallest progress compounds into something great. Lifting a little heavier each week, pushing one more rep, eating one more clean meal. These acts may feel insignificant alone, but compounded through consistency, they rewrite your entire physique. The severe grind rewards those who do not stop halfway, but instead march forward, step by step, day after day. Consistency is also what separates temporary strength from lasting power. Anyone can push hard for a short season, but few can endure the long road where the real transformation hides. Muscles do not respond to bursts of effort. They grow from the constant reminder that resistance will always come. Every workout becomes a conversation with your body, and consistency makes sure the conversation never ends until the body learns to obey. Even on the hardest days, consistency saves you. When energy is low, when distractions come, when excuses whisper, it is the habit of consistency that pulls you back to the grind. You may not always train at your best, but the act of showing up maintains the rhythm, and that rhythm is more powerful than any single performance. One weekday does not destroy progress, but skipping the day entirely breaks the pattern that consistency has built. That's why consistency is not about perfection. It's about never breaking the chain. The body adapts to repetition, and willpower strengthens each time consistency is chosen over laziness. The mind learns that excuses are powerless because the pattern has already been set. You no longer debate whether you should train. You just train. Consistency removes the question. And with the question gone, there is no space for weakness to argue. You become a person who does not negotiate with effort, but instead lives by the grind. Consistency also gives clarity. You can measure results only when the work is steady. If you train 1 week and rest the next, the body cannot reveal the truth of your progress. But when you show up day after day, the results are undeniable. Consistency strips away confusion because it brings evidence, and evidence silences doubt. The mirror, the strength, the endurance, they all speak the language of consistency, and that language cannot be faked. It is easy to underestimate consistency because it does not shout, it whispers. It does not deliver overnight victories, but it builds unshakable empires of strength over time. The severe grind is built not on rare moments of inspiration, but on the quiet persistence of repetition. This is why consistency is greater than motivation, greater than desire, greater than any short-lived burst of effort. It lasts, and what lasts will always outpower what fades. Consistency is the heartbeat of fitness, the silent rhythm that drives willpower forward. Without it, every other quality crumbles. With it, every weakness is eventually conquered. The weights respect consistency more than they respect strength, because strength may fail, but consistency never does. The grind belongs to those who do not disappear, and every time you show up, you are declaring that your will is stronger than comfort, stronger than distraction, stronger than delay. Discipline is the foundation that every severe grind is built upon, because it transforms effort into lasting progress. It is not about doing something once in a while, it is about repeating it daily, even when the excitement has faded. Discipline is the quiet decision that says, I will not skip today, no matter what the circumstances are. It creates structure in your training, order in your lifestyle, and focus in your mind. Without discipline, the grind collapses under the weight of inconsistency, but with it, even the hardest journey becomes possible. Discipline is what keeps you on track when distractions surround you. Friends may call you to hang out. Temptations may try to pull you away. But discipline is the voice that reminds you of the bigger goal. It whispers that temporary comfort is not worth sacrificing long-term achievement. This steady mindset allows you to resist the pull of weakness and stand firm in your commitments. The grind demands this level of self-control, because only then can your efforts compound into real results. Discipline also teaches patience, which is often overlooked. Many expect quick outcomes, but true transformation requires time. Discipline allows you to push through long stretches where progress feels slow. It teaches you to trust the process, to keep lifting, to keep eating right, to keep resting properly. Without it, you fall into the trap of chasing shortcuts. With it, you accept the grind for what it is, a test of endurance that molds your body and your will. Discipline makes you dependable not just to yourself, but to your goals. Every time you show up, you build trust in your own ability. You no longer doubt whether you can follow through, because you have proof written in sweat and effort. That proof builds confidence, and that confidence strengthens willpower. The severe grind feeds on this loop. Discipline creates results, and results reinforce discipline. Discipline is also the art of managing time with precision. You can no longer afford to waste hours in laziness or distraction, because every wasted moment pushes your goals further away. Discipline forces you to set priorities, to cut out what doesn't matter, and to focus on what does. Training becomes non-negotiable, nutrition becomes intentional, and rest becomes planned. Every piece of your day aligns with the bigger vision. Discipline isn't glamorous, it doesn't make noise, it doesn't look exciting, but it builds the strongest foundation. While others rely on temporary motivation, you lean on discipline to carry you forward. It is not about hype, it is about steady commitment. This difference is what separates those who fall off after a few weeks from those who grind for years and reach a level of strength others only imagine. Discipline is also a form of respect for your body, your time, and your goals. When you refuse to skip, when you refuse to quit, you are honoring the potential you were given. Respecting yourself enough to follow through is a powerful act, because it tells the world that your goals are not negotiable. The severe grind thrives on this respect, because it reminds you that every rep, every set, every meal is part of a sacred commitment. Discipline sharpens the mind as much as it strengthens the body. Each time you control your impulses, you strengthen your ability to focus. Each time you delay comfort, you sharpen your endurance. The grind is not just physical, it is mental, and discipline trains both. When your body grows tired, your disciplined mind takes over, pushing you to complete what you started. Discipline eliminates the gap between intention and action. Many people say they want results, but only those with discipline actually act daily on their words. In the severe grind, talk means nothing without action. Discipline transforms intentions into habits, and habits into a lifestyle. Over time, what once felt difficult becomes automatic, because discipline has reshaped your character. Discipline is the silent engine that keeps the severe grind alive. It doesn't shout, it doesn't boast, but it delivers. It takes you through the days of struggle, it keeps you going when motivation fades, and it ensures that no matter how heavy the load gets, you remain steady on the path. In the end, discipline is what turns the grind into victory, because it makes quitting impossible and progress inevitable. Strength in the severe grind is not just about muscle growth. It is about what happens deep within your character when you step under the weight and refuse to quit. Every rep becomes more than a physical effort. It becomes a mental promise to yourself that you will not stop no matter how heavy life feels. The grind teaches you that true strength is not built when the weights feel light, but when they feel crushing, and still you push through them with determination. This kind of strength is forged in pain, in discipline, and in the refusal to accept defeat. The severe grind transforms ordinary effort into extraordinary power. It forces you to push through fatigue, through soreness, through moments when your mind screams that you have done enough. In those very moments when you decide to go further, you build a strength that no one can take away. It is a strength born from sacrifice, born from long hours in the gym, born from choosing discipline over excuses. The grind does not give you anything for free, but it rewards you with the kind of strength that lasts far beyond a workout. Every time you face the barbell, you are reminded that strength is not an accident, it is a choice. The severe grind is the process of proving to yourself, again and again, that you are capable of more than you thought. You walk in tired, but you leave stronger, You begin with doubt, but you end with proof. This proof comes not because it was easy, but because you were willing to endure the hard. That endurance is what separates those who remain the same from those who rise above. Strength in the grind is built in layers, like armor. One workout builds upon the last, one rep adds to another, one moment of pushing through creates the foundation for the next. Over time, those small victories become something massive, a strength that shows not only in your body but in your mindset. You carry yourself differently, you think differently, you see challenges as opportunities instead of obstacles. The severe grind strips away weakness and exposes what you're really made of. It forces you to confront yourself in the mirror and ask, did I give everything today? That reflection can never lie. If you gave in, it shows. But if you stood firm, if you pushed harder than yesterday, that too will show in the strength you carry with you. Strength is honesty with yourself, and the grind teaches you that truth every single day. When the weight feels unbearable, the grind whispers that you are stronger than you believe. It challenges you to step outside the comfort zone and find strength you never imagined. And the moment you push through, the moment you realize that you had more inside you than you thought, is the moment strength is truly built. This strength is not temporary. It stays with you, in and out of the gym, reminding you that you can endure anything. The severe grind also demands patience. Strength is not built in one session or 1 week. It is built over time through the small daily choices you make. Every early morning, every late night workout, every disciplined meal adds to the structure of your strength. The grind rewards patience because it knows that true strength is not rushed. It is carefully constructed. Strength is built when you stop running from the hard and start embracing it. The grind is supposed to be tough. It is supposed to break you down so that it can build you back up even stronger. Without the grind, strength would have no meaning. Without resistance, there would be no growth. The gym becomes a battlefield where you face resistance head on and leave victorious because you refuse to quit. The severe grind proves that strength is not about luck, it is about consistency. Day after day, rep after rep, you build something that no shortcut can replace. This strength cannot be faked, it cannot be borrowed, it must be earned through sweat, discipline, and an unshakable mindset. Every bead of sweat is a signature on the contract you have with yourself to become stronger. True strength is a reflection of how much you can endure, how much you can fight through when everything inside you wants to stop. The severe grind brings out that strength, not by making things easy, but by making them brutally hard. And it is in facing that hardness that you rise above who you were yesterday and discover who you were meant to become. Focus in the severe grind is the weapon that keeps you locked into your mission when distractions try to steal your energy. The gym is full of noises, movements, and thoughts that can pull your attention away from what matters. But when you decide to train with absolute focus, you build a shield against every distraction. Each rep becomes an act of discipline, a moment where your mind says to your body, stay here, stay present, don't wander. This level of focus sharpens your training, making every set more effective, every movement more precise, and every second in the grind more valuable. When you step into the gym, focus separates those who waste time from those who grow stronger. Some people go through the motions, letting their attention drift, but the ones who embrace the severe grind know that focus is the difference maker. It keeps your eyes on the goal, not on the clock, not on the people around you, not on the excuses that try to creep in. Focus channels your energy into the exact thing you came to do. Lift, push, grow, and evolve. The severe grind is not only physical, it is mental warfare, and focus is your armor in that battle. Your body will try to scream that it's too much. Your mind will try to trick you into stopping. But focus keeps you locked in. It forces you to silence every thought that doesn't serve your progress. In those moments of deep concentration, you train not just your muscles, but your ability to control your mind, and that control carries into every part of life. Focus makes small details powerful. The way you grip the bar, the way you control your breathing, the way you push through the last rep when fatigue is overwhelming. All of these require focus. Without it, your training becomes sloppy, your progress slows, and the grind loses its sharpness. With it, every movement is purposeful, every effort is maximized, and every drop of sweat contributes to something greater. In the severe grind, focus builds consistency. You don't walk into the gym wondering what you'll do. You walk in with intention. Focus helps you stick to your plan, to execute your workout with precision, and to resist the temptation of taking shortcuts. When distractions fade, your consistency grows, and it is consistency that transforms effort into real, lasting results. Focus also fuels endurance. When you're locked into the moment, you're not counting how much time has passed or how many sets are left. You're simply present with the work. This presence allows you to push further than you thought possible, because your mind isn't running ahead to the finish line. Instead, it's locked on the rep in front of you, the weight in your hands, the grind you're living in right now. That kind of focus extends your limits and stretches your potential. The severe grind tests not just your strength, but your ability to resist distraction. Focus teaches you to keep your eyes forward, even when things around you demand your attention. It builds discipline in a world filled with noise. In the gym, that noise might be people, music, or fatigue. Outside the gym, it might be doubt, fear, or negativity. But focus, sharpened by the grind, gives you the ability to tune out the noise and lock into your purpose. Focus is not about perfection, it's about direction. In the grind, it keeps you moving toward the goal no matter how many setbacks you face. Some days the weight feels heavier, some days your energy feels lower, but focus doesn't let you drift. It reminds you why you started. It pulls you back into alignment, and it ensures that even on your toughest days, you're still on the path forward. The severe grind rewards those who can narrow their vision and concentrate on the process. When you block out everything else, you realize how much strength lies in giving your full attention to the task at hand. That attention magnifies your effort, multiplies your results, and turns every session into progress. Focus is the lens that turns blurry goals into sharp achievements. Ultimately, focus in the grind builds clarity. You no longer waste time wondering, second guessing, or drifting from one thing to another. Instead, you know what needs to be done, and you do it with intensity. Focus strips away the unnecessary and leaves you with only the essentials: hard work, discipline, and growth. And it is in that clarity, forged through the severe grind, that true transformation takes place. Focus in the severe grind is the anchor that holds you steady when everything around you tries to pull you away from your mission. The gym is not just a place to move weights. It is a battlefield where distractions are waiting to invade your mind. When you walk in with laser focus, every step, every breath, every rep has meaning. Focus keeps your energy locked in, not wasted, and it ensures that you put your strength exactly where it belongs. It is the difference between drifting aimlessly and moving with precision toward your goal. In the severe grind, focus is what transforms an ordinary workout into a powerful session of growth. Without focus, the grind feels endless, like a blur of motion with no purpose. But when your mind locks into the moment, you feel each movement with intensity, and you know that your effort is building something greater inside you. Focus sharpens your performance, turning every set into a statement, every repetition into proof that you are here for more than just sweat. Focus doesn't allow your thoughts to wander to yesterday's failures or tomorrow's worries. It keeps you present in the now where the real battle is fought. When you pick up the weight, focus whispers to your mind that nothing else matters right now but this moment, this rep, this set. That kind of mental sharpness allows you to endure pain longer, push harder, and remain unshaken by fatigue or doubt. It gives you strength beyond the physical. Focus is also what guards you against wasted effort. Many enter the gym with energy but no direction, and they leave without progress. The severe grind demands more. It demands that you lock your eyes on the target, your mind on the task, and your will on the goal. Focus ensures that your time is not thrown away but invested. It makes your grind meaningful, purposeful, and productive. When you train with focus, distractions lose their power. The noise of the gym fades, the chatter around you becomes irrelevant, and even your own excuses fall silent. Focus strips away the unnecessary, leaving only you and the work in front of you. That tunnel vision is where greatness is built, because nothing outside the grind can shake the one who is locked in fully. The severe grind shows you that focus is not just mental. It becomes physical. It shows in the way you grip the bar, the way you control your form, the way you refuse to break down even when your muscles are screaming. Focus keeps your technique sharp, your execution clean, and your progress steady. Without it, strength leaks away. With it, every ounce of energy is directed with power. Focus also builds consistency. It doesn't let you skip the hard sets or cut the grind short. It reminds you of why you started and keeps you coming back, even on the days you don't feel like it. Focus in the grind is what pulls you through low motivation, because it ties you to discipline instead of fleeting feelings. The one who masters focus becomes unstoppable, because consistency cannot be broken by mood. In the grind, focus teaches you patience. Results do not appear overnight, and strength is not built in a single session. Focus reminds you that the goal is not instant gratification, but steady, unshakable growth. It trains your mind to look past quick wins and embrace the slow, difficult, daily climb that creates real transformation. That patience becomes a weapon that makes you stronger every single day. Focus is also the filter that separates weakness from strength. When your attention scatters, your energy follows, but when your mind is concentrated, your power multiplies. In the grind, focus ensures that every drop of sweat, every ounce of effort, every second of time adds up to something meaningful. It prevents waste and amplifies growth. It is the hidden force behind the strength you are building. The severe grind demands focus because without it, the weight will break you. It is focus that keeps you steady when the bar feels too heavy, when your lungs burn, when your body shakes. Focus tells you to breathe, to push, to finish. It keeps you in the fight long after comfort has left, and it is in that fight that your real power begins to rise. Discipline in the severe grind is the backbone that holds everything together. It is not about doing the work when it feels convenient. It is about showing up when your body says no, when your mind is tired, and when every excuse tries to take over. Discipline doesn't wait for motivation. It creates momentum by demanding action, even in the absence of desire. In the gym, discipline means the workout gets done no matter what the circumstances are outside. It means promises made to yourself are kept with no compromise. The severe grind exposes who has discipline and who doesn't. Those who rely only on short bursts of motivation fade quickly, but the disciplined remain steady, consistent, and unshaken. Discipline is what keeps you coming back day after day, stacking small victories that eventually transform into massive strength. It is the quiet force that demands you put in the work without fanfare, without applause, and without recognition, because you understand the results are earned in silence long before they are revealed in public. Discipline in the grind means setting a standard for yourself and refusing to drop below it. It means never allowing laziness to disguise itself as rest, never letting weakness pretend to be wisdom, and never confusing comfort with progress. Discipline forces you to call yourself out when you slip, to rise again when you fail, and to press forward when every part of you wants to surrender. It sharpens the mind and strengthens the will, making you capable of enduring what others walk away from. In the severe grind, discipline becomes a habit that grows stronger each time it is tested. Every time you walk into the gym when you could have stayed home, every time you finish the last rep when you could have racked the weight, you build another layer of strength inside you. Discipline compounds. What begins as small acts of commitment becomes a lifestyle of unbreakable consistency. It transforms effort into identity. You are no longer just someone who trains. You become someone who never quits. Discipline also creates order in the grind. It structures your time, your sets, your rest, your diet, and even your recovery. Without discipline, chaos rules, and progress is left to chance. With discipline, every action has purpose, every choice is aligned with your goals, and nothing is wasted. Discipline doesn't allow randomness to dictate results. It brings clarity and structure to a journey that demands precision. It ensures that success is not accidental but intentional. The severe grind reveals that discipline is often uncomfortable. It requires you to ignore comfort, to sacrifice ease, and to embrace the pain that others avoid. It means waking early when sleep tempts you, controlling your nutrition when cravings call, and pushing through the final set when your muscles scream. Discipline strips away the lies of comfort and shows you that true growth is only found on the other side of difficulty. It is the ability to make the hard choice again and again, until the hard choice becomes the natural one. Discipline protects progress from being lost. Without it, all the effort you have put in can vanish quickly. Discipline guards against inconsistency, ensuring that what you build does not crumble. It doesn't allow you to fall back into old patterns or let setbacks become permanent. The grind is not forgiving, and without discipline, gains fade fast. But with discipline, every brick you lay in your foundation remains, and over time it forms a structure that cannot be torn down easily. Discipline is also what separates the serious from the casual. Many people talk about goals, dreams, and strength, but only those with discipline live it daily. Discipline silences empty talk and replaces it with proof. It doesn't need validation from others because the evidence is in the results. In the severe grind, talk means nothing, only discipline delivers. It is the line that divides those who wish from those who achieve. In the grind, discipline becomes your weapon against weakness. When fatigue whispers that you've done enough, discipline speaks louder. When your mind tries to justify quitting, discipline reminds you of the standard you set. It becomes a shield that blocks excuses and a sword that cuts through laziness. Discipline is not soft or gentle. It is severe, sharp, and demanding. It requires you to fight yourself every single day, and it rewards you with strength that cannot be faked. The severe grind shows that discipline is not a single act, but a lifetime commitment. It is not about one workout or one victory. It is about building a rhythm of obedience to your goals. Discipline is relentless. It does not stop once results appear. It continues to demand more, to raise the bar higher, to push the limits further. In this way, discipline ensures that the grind is not temporary but eternal, a never-ending test of who you are willing to become. Pain in the severe grind is not a weakness. It is the raw language of growth. It is the fire that tells you something deep inside is being reshaped, refined, and rebuilt into something greater. Every time you feel that burn in your chest during a heavy lift, every time your legs tremble under the pressure of squats, that pain is your companion on the journey. It walks with you, reminding you that progress is not meant to be soft, but forged in heat and resistance. The pain that comes in the grind is not there to break you. It is there to awaken you. It makes you more aware of the strength you carry inside, strength you would never discover if the path was smooth and easy. Each moment of discomfort is proof that your body and mind are stepping into a new territory where old barriers cannot remain. That pain is the sign that the past version of you is fading and a stronger version is being born. When you push into the grind, pain becomes the teacher that no comfort could ever be. It sharpens your discipline, it forces you to focus, and it eliminates all excuses. In the heat of that burn, you learn to control your breathing, you learn to silence the noise in your head, and you learn to direct all your energy into one thing, pushing forward. Without that pain, the lesson would never be written, and the transformation would never be sealed. There is a unique clarity that pain in the grind brings. In those moments when you want to quit, when the weight feels unbearable, you learn to look inside yourself and decide if you will give in or rise up. That decision made over and over in the middle of pain becomes your greatest weapon. It trains your spirit not just for the gym, but for life itself. Because if you can endure the grind here, you can endure any battle outside. Pain in the grind strips away illusions. It shows you what you are really made of, without decoration, without excuses. In that raw place, you either break or you rise, and every time you choose to rise, you add another layer of strength to your foundation. It is in those painful moments that resilience is carved into your very being. You become unshakable, not because life is easy, but because you have already faced what others run from. The severe grind takes that pain and turns it into a forge where champions are made. The burn in your muscles is not the end, it is the beginning of strength being built. The soreness that lingers after a long session is the silent proof that your body has accepted the challenge and is preparing to come back stronger. It is a language written in discomfort, but it speaks only of progress and growth. Most people avoid pain, and that is why they remain the same. But in the grind you learn that pain is not your enemy. It is your proof. It is your guide. It is the sign that you are on the right path, pushing into a place where transformation lives. Each drop of sweat mixed with pain is like a seed planted for tomorrow's strength, and the harvest will always belong to the one who endured the most. Pain also humbles you. It teaches you respect for the process, for the work, for the dedication required. It reminds you that nothing of value is gained without sacrifice. That aching in your body is not punishment. It is a reminder that greatness costs something, and only those willing to pay with effort and endurance will hold it. Pain strips away arrogance and replaces it with gratitude for every small victory earned through hard work. Through pain, patience is built. It teaches you not to rush results, not to chase shortcuts, but to trust the process of steady effort. Every repetition done under strain is a brick laid in the construction of your future strength. It is not just about surviving the pain, it is about learning to live with it, to use it, and to let it fuel your determination. That is what separates those who talk about change from those who live it. Pain in the severe grind is the silent partner that walks beside you, always present, always demanding, always reminding you that progress is alive. When you learn to embrace it, when you stop fearing it, you unlock a power that few ever find. Because pain is not just something you endure, it is something you transform into strength, into resilience, into victory. Consistency in the severe grind is what separates the dreamers from the doers. It is easy to show up once, to push hard for a day, or to ride on a wave of temporary motivation. But it is another thing entirely to come back again and again when the excitement has faded. Consistency is the force that builds habits into unshakable routines, routines into lifestyles, and lifestyles into legacies. Without consistency, even the greatest effort is wasted. But with it, even small actions grow into something unbreakable. When you walk into the gym day after day, even when your body is tired and your mind tells you to rest, that is where consistency begins to shine. It is not about how much weight you lifted once, it is about how many times you return to face the weight again. The grind becomes severe not because of one difficult session, but because of the endless repetition. The decision made daily to keep moving forward no matter how you feel. Consistency is not about perfection, it is about persistence. Some days will be heavy, some will be lighter, but what matters most is that you refuse to break the chain. That steady commitment compounds over time, creating results so powerful that people on the outside will call them unbelievable. But there is nothing magical about it. It is simply the fruit of staying consistent when others gave up. Through consistency, your body learns discipline in a way no speech could ever teach. Muscles respond to repeated stress, growing stronger with every challenge. Your endurance increases not because of one long run, but because of the dozens stacked behind it. Your confidence grows not from a single lift, but from the knowledge that you have kept your promise to yourself over and over, no matter how difficult it became. Consistency in the severe grind also builds patience. It reminds you that results do not arrive in a day or a week, but through months and years of staying committed. This patience removes frustration and replaces it with faith in the process. You stop chasing shortcuts because you realize that the real transformation only comes from showing up relentlessly. This is where true mental strength is born, through the willingness to keep moving even when progress feels invisible. When you commit to consistency, every small step becomes valuable. The single set you push through at the end of a hard session matters. The extra repetition you squeeze out when your arms are burning matters. The decision to wake up early and not skip your workout matters. Each of these small choices may look insignificant on their own, but combined with consistency, they stack into something unstoppable. The severe grind demands consistency because without it, the body cannot adapt and the mind cannot grow. A few bursts of effort cannot replace the steady rhythm of discipline. It is like building a wall. You cannot place a few bricks and expect a fortress. You must lay them one after another, day after day, until the structure becomes unshakable. That is what consistency is, the invisible glue that holds your progress together. Consistency also teaches resilience. On days when you feel weak, when the weight feels heavier than it should, and when your energy is low, Showing up anyway builds a kind of strength deeper than muscles. It builds character. It teaches you that your word to yourself is stronger than your excuses, and this lesson carries into every part of life. The gym becomes a training ground not just for the body, but for the willpower that defines you. In the severe grind, consistency becomes your identity. You no longer see training as an option, but as part of who you are. You begin to understand that greatness is not built in sudden bursts, but in steady, unshaken dedication. People may admire your strength, but what they do not see is the countless days you showed up when no one was watching, when no applause was given, when the only reward was knowing you stayed true to the grind. Consistency, above all, is the foundation that carries every achievement in fitness. It turns ordinary efforts into extraordinary results and transforms ordinary people into unrecognizable versions of themselves. The grind becomes a rhythm you cannot break, and with every repetition, with every day of returning, you build something within yourself that no setback, no failure, and no excuse can ever destroy. Sacrifice in the severe grind is the hidden price of true transformation. It is giving up the comfort of late nights so you can rise early to train. It is saying no to unhealthy choices even when they tempt you the most. Sacrifice is not about losing. It is about exchanging something small and temporary for something far greater and lasting. Every sacrifice you make inside and outside the gym is proof that you value growth over ease, progress over pleasure, and discipline over distraction. Sacrifice means setting priorities that others may not understand. While some people chase entertainment, you choose to chase endurance. While others look for comfort, you push into discomfort because you know that the body only grows where it is tested. Sacrifice is not a punishment, it is an investment. Each time you give up something that weakens you, you are building something inside that strengthens you. The severe grind demands sacrifices of time. Hours that could be spent relaxing are instead poured into sweat, lifting, running, stretching, and pushing your limits. At first, this can feel heavy, but with time you begin to see the return on that investment. The stronger body, the sharper mind, and the unshakable confidence remind you that the time you sacrificed was not wasted. It was the very fuel that powered your rise. Sacrifice also means learning to control your desires. Food, comfort, laziness, distractions. All of these become tests that the grind puts in front of you daily. Choosing to resist them is not easy, but it is where true discipline is forged. When you sacrifice instant gratification, you unlock the power of patience, and patience always multiplies your results. In the severe grind, sacrifice separates the serious from the casual. Many start, but few are willing to pay the price. They want the glory, but not the cost. But you begin to realize that the greater the sacrifice, the greater the reward. Every drop of sweat, every sore muscle, every early morning and late night carries a weight of meaning that others cannot see. Sacrifice also shapes your character beyond fitness. The ability to deny yourself ease for the sake of a higher goal transforms the way you handle life. You become stronger in resisting temptations, more focused on what truly matters, and less distracted by what others chase. Sacrifice turns you into a person who can stay locked onto a vision even when everything else tries to pull you away. The grind will constantly test how much you are willing to sacrifice. There will be moments when quitting feels easier, when skipping feels tempting, and when excuses sound reasonable. But every time you refuse to give in, you are proving to yourself that your goals are worth more than your comfort. Sacrifice is the proof that you are willing to pay the full price of greatness. Sacrifice in the severe grind also brings appreciation. When you have fought hard, when you have given up comfort to achieve your results, you value them in a way others cannot. Every muscle gained, every pound lifted, every milestone reached carries meaning because you know what it cost. Without sacrifice, success feels cheap. With sacrifice, success feels sacred. Sacrifice is what sharpens your hunger. If you got everything easily, you would take it for granted. But because you sacrificed for it, you chase it with fire in your heart. That hunger keeps you moving forward, even when you are tired, even when no one is watching, even when results are slow. Sacrifice keeps you alive in the grind. Every sacrifice you make builds a story of resilience. The story of missed parties for early workouts, of choosing water over unhealthy habits, of waking before dawn to chase your goals. All of these sacrifices weave together into a narrative of strength that no one can take away from you. In the severe grind, sacrifice is not a loss. It is the ultimate exchange of comfort for greatness, and it leaves behind a legacy of discipline carved into your body and your mind. Perseverance in the severe grind is the force that keeps you moving forward when everything around you whispers to stop. It is the refusal to bow to pain, the choice to continue when your muscles scream, and the decision to rise up after every setback. Perseverance is not just about finishing a workout. It is about building an unshakable spirit that cannot be broken by obstacles. It is the quiet strength that pushes you into the gym on days when motivation is nowhere to be found. Perseverance means showing up consistently, not just when you feel like it. It means putting in the work during the rain, the cold, the fatigue, and the doubt. It is easy to keep grinding when energy is high, but perseverance shows its true face when everything feels heavy, and you still choose to carry the weight. It is this quality that builds a body of resilience and a mindset of steel. The severe grind will test you with delays in results. Weeks may pass before you see the change in the mirror. Perseverance is what bridges that gap, reminding you that results are not built overnight. Every rep, every drop of sweat, every disciplined choice adds up, even when the evidence is not immediate. Perseverance teaches you to trust the process and stay committed to the unseen growth happening inside. Perseverance also transforms how you see failure. In the grind, setbacks are inevitable. A missed lift, an injury, a plateau. These moments can break those who lack perseverance. But for the one who perseveres, each setback is only a lesson, a test of patience, and a chance to come back stronger. Perseverance changes failure from an end into a stepping stone. The grind does not reward those who quit after small discomforts. It rewards those who embrace discomfort as part of the journey and push through it. Perseverance makes you comfortable with being uncomfortable. When you learn to persevere, you no longer fear the burn in your muscles or the exhaustion in your lungs. You welcome it as proof that you are alive in the grind. Perseverance is also about mental toughness. The body can only go as far as the mind allows. When the body starts to slow down, the mind steps in and commands it to continue. Perseverance strengthens this mental edge, training your thoughts to overcome doubt and silence the voice that says, "Stop." It is not just lifting weights in the gym. It is lifting the weight of your own limits until they break. The severe grind requires perseverance to endure the monotony of repetition. Doing the same lifts, running the same miles, pushing through the same routines can feel endless. But perseverance allows you to see beyond the repetition. It reminds you that each session is stacking bricks, building the foundation of greatness. Without perseverance, the monotony feels like a burden. With perseverance, it feels like progress. Perseverance also fuels consistency. Anyone can give effort once in a while, but perseverance ensures that effort is repeated day after day, month after month. It removes the idea of quitting from your vocabulary. It forces you to adapt when things don't go as planned. It carries you through seasons of doubt and into seasons of triumph. In the severe grind, perseverance also earns respect. Not the kind of respect that comes from words, but the kind that comes from watching someone refuse to quit. People notice perseverance. They see the one who keeps showing up, who doesn't give in, who keeps standing tall when others have fallen. That respect is not bought. It is built through perseverance. At its core, perseverance in the grind is about choosing the long road. It is knowing that greatness is not quick, that real transformation takes time, and that the path will be filled with obstacles. Yet you keep walking, keep lifting, keep pushing. Perseverance is the anchor that keeps you steady through storms, the fire that keeps you warm in the cold, and the unshakable force that ensures you rise again and again, no matter how hard the grind becomes. Victory in the severe grind is not something that arrives in a single moment. It is something earned slowly, built through countless days of sweat and sacrifice. It begins with the decision to step into the arena and test yourself against the weight, against fatigue, and against doubt. Every set, every rep, every moment of struggle is a small victory, and those victories add up to something far greater than numbers on a scoreboard. Victory in the grind is about discipline. It is about choosing to wake up early when you could sleep longer, to train when others choose comfort, to eat clean when temptations surround you. Each of these choices feels small on its own, but together they become the victories that shape a stronger, sharper, and more resilient version of you. Victory is also about endurance. It is not just how hard you can push for a single day, but how long you can sustain the effort when days turn into weeks and weeks into months. To endure the grind means you have already beaten the voice that wanted you to quit after a few sessions. Endurance is victory stretched across time. There is victory in the silence of unseen work. Most people want recognition, applause, or validation. But in the severe grind, the true victory comes when you are working in the shadows, pushing your limits with no one watching. That hidden labor is what makes you unshakable when the world finally sees the results. Victory in the grind is not just physical, it is deeply mental. It is the shift from saying, "I can't," to declaring, "I will." It is the change in mindset that refuses excuses and demands effort. When your thoughts align with your actions, when your belief matches your work, you begin to realize that every limitation was only temporary. That realization is victory in its purest form. Victory also comes through pain. When the grind burns your muscles and tests your lungs, and you push through anyway, you conquer not just the physical challenge, but the fear of pain itself. That is victory. The knowledge that discomfort can no longer control you, that you are stronger than the struggle you face. In the severe grind, victory is seen in transformation. The body you build, the strength you gain, the confidence you carry, all are signs of battles won in silence. Transformation doesn't come as a gift. It comes as the reward for the war you fight against your weaker self every day. Every change in the mirror is proof that you are collecting victories. Victory is also about resilience. When setbacks come, and they will, victory means refusing to stay down. An injury, a failure, or a missed goal may slow you, but it cannot stop you. Victory is not the absence of setbacks, it is the refusal to accept defeat as final. There is victory in consistency. Showing up on the days when you feel strong is easy. The true victory comes when you show up on the days when you are tired, sore, and uninspired, but you still put in the work. That kind of consistency is what separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. At the highest level, victory in the severe grind is about mastery over yourself. The weights, the workouts, the routines, they are tools. The real battlefield is within. Each time you resist laziness, silence doubt, and push harder, you conquer yourself. That is the greatest victory of all, the victory that cannot be taken, cannot be stolen, and cannot be undone.